掉滤镜，关掉美颜，关掉瘦脸。
You think there are so many beautiful women on the internet? Let me show you something. You couldn't marry one even if you had $1 million. Do you still believe in the beauties on the internet? Actually, I can be very beautiful too.
I've said this so many times, some old idiots, stop flirting with women online. With 180 pounds like me, can you tell? Look, without the beauty filter, even your wife's hair isn't as good as mine, and you still think you're attractive. Women nowadays are getting rarer, value them, you value them, those who have wives.
Lego here advocates, including but not limited to the Douyin platform, for the complete removal of the beauty filter function, as well as the filters. Because, frankly, I don't use them, and I don't really understand them. What I mean is this: color adjustments, for example, wouldn't those be called filters? Those can stay, because they make sense. Why? Because even in audiovisual works, color adjustments are made. It enhances aesthetic sense, right? Styles like Japanese, utopian ones, and others, those can stay. But beautifying filters? That has serious social consequences. Why? First, nowadays, girls are on Douyin trying to become influencers. The most common route for that is creating videos with no content, selling cuteness, pretending to be adorable, making shy faces, trying to look minimally presentable. Then there are the little balloons, the cute universe, the duckling hats, all to look cute and hope the video goes viral. These people don't have real knowledge or a solid path. Of course, that's the least of the problems. The biggest issue comes later. Now, all the men have stopped watching TV, stopped looking at their own wives, and are scrolling Douyin, looking at young and pretty girls. They spend a little money, send some virtual coins, which wouldn't be a problem. But the biggest poison is the mental harm. It's already common that, over time, in marriages, there's a certain wear and tear. The wife starts to be seen as just an ordinary woman, and you can't apply filters or beautification on her. But in these videos, everyone looks like a fairy. Think about it. Does that benefit the relationship? Does it reduce the divorce rate? This isn't an exaggeration. It's a cultural issue. Before, without filters, without beautification, our Japanese and Korean styles were already becoming more effeminate. Men were becoming more effeminate, and women were becoming more extravagant. Those traditional qualities of virtue and decorum disappeared. And, even then, you could only see it on television. Now, through the internet and social media, it's everywhere. Lying in bed, you scroll and see it all the time. It's like spiritual poison, comparable to illegal substances. Have you thought about that? Right? That's why I encourage this. I never use beautification or filters. If you want to succeed, you have to rely on real skills, true knowledge, not this, right? Why do I always do performance art? Why do I always wear pajamas? It's exactly to send this message. I hope this gets the attention it deserves. Okay? Let's completely abolish this beautification function. Because if it continues like this, people will live in this false world, and it will harm the advancement of true goodness and beauty, which is the essence of human civilization.
Nowadays, I find that the overuse of beauty filters and retouching online has become a kind of sickness. It's common to see people taking classic photos of celebrities or iconic video clips from the past and adding heavy filters and retouching, as if only this level of perfection aligns with today's beauty standards. But look at these old photos and video clips before they were edited with such heavy filters. Weren't they more naturally beautiful? Didn't they have more unique charm? This trend of over-smoothing and excessive filtering promoted online is causing growing anxiety among people. We've reached a point where people can no longer accept authentic beauty. As a result, there's an overemphasis on skincare, excessive makeup use, compulsive buying of beauty products, and even extreme dieting. Now, even elementary and middle school students won't take pictures without adding filters and beauty effects. How long has it been since you last posted a genuine photo of yourself? One without beauty filters, on social media? Have you already reached a point where you can't accept your natural self? You can't tolerate acne marks, slight blemishes, tear troughs, dark circles, smile lines, or even enlarged pores on your face. But all these perceived imperfections that bother you so much? To others, they are not even noticeable. It's just deliberate marketing to increase your anxiety, pushing you to spend money to fix these so-called flaws. But let me ask, after using all those products, did your pores actually shrink? Did your dark circles disappear? Did your tear troughs go away? Aren't they all still there? Then you feel even more anxious. You think the products you used weren't good enough. So you go and buy another, influenced by businesses claiming their products are better. What I really can't stand is how celebrities are beginning to look more and more alike. When we see one star, we immediately think of another. It's been a long time since we've seen a female celebrity with a truly striking, unique appearance. Especially the rising stars of recent years. Don't they all feel similar, almost like influencers rather than stars? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with influencers. But celebrities are supposed to represent a higher standard of societal beauty. They should exude natural beauty, elegance, and uniqueness. Nowadays, when we praise a female celebrity, we often say, she looks like Joey Wong, or she resembles Cecilia Chung. Rarely do we simply say, she's beautiful in her own unique way. It feels like today's celebrities are mass-produced from the same mold. Many female celebrities were distinctive when they debuted. Perhaps their face was slightly angular, or their eyes were a bit small. But these small quirks made them stand out. Through makeup, styling, and personal charm, they became uniquely beautiful. But once they gained fame and resources, they began to conform, losing their individuality. Big double eyelids, long eyelashes, high nose bridges. Even their makeup looks identical. But ask yourself, is this really beautiful? Do we genuinely find this appealing, or is it beauty we've been conditioned to accept? Think about someone like Shu Qi. She has a low nose bridge, wide-set eyes, and her features aren't conventionally perfect, but without altering her natural look. Through makeup, styling, and personal charisma, she became gracefully beautiful. Now, think about today's female stars. Aside from the standardized long lashes and puffy under-eye makeup, even their poses, outfits, and mannerisms in TV dramas, music performances, and shows are practically identical. No wonder fewer people born in the 80s and 90s are fangirling anymore. Because today's stars are so homogeneous. Is the mainstream standard of beauty we're chasing even worth pursuing? I don't think so. The female celebrities we still find breathtaking today are people like Liu Yifei, Carmen Lee, and Qin Lan. The previous generation of stars. It's not just about clothing, makeup, and aesthetics being dictated to us. Even the skincare products we use are part of this mold. Think about it, isn't everyone telling you to use vitamin C and A? To whiten your skin, wear sunscreen daily? But were the stars of the past all so pale-skinned? They embraced their different skin tones, allowed their faces to show traces of time. They didn't rush to fill every fine line or sharpen every angle of their jawline. They didn't follow every single beauty trend, like drawing puffy under-eyes. And that's why their beauty was diverse and distinctive. In an environment that enforces distorted beauty standards, it's crucial to embrace your flaws, your differences. Don't feel like an outsider just because you don't wear exaggerated makeup or follow beauty trends. You can simply wash your hair, fluff it up, apply a bit of eyebrow pencil, lipstick, and foundation, and head out the door. There's no need to rely on intense filters or effects like enlarged eyes, slimmed faces, or pointed chins. Spend more time outdoors, connect with nature, stay fit, eat well, sleep early, and you'll naturally radiate beauty. We often say that a person's appearance reflects their heart. If you're always troubled by these distorted beauty standards, frowning and unhappy, your wrinkles will deepen. But if you free yourself from this societal pressure, find joy in being yourself, your features will naturally soften and shine. If you're constantly trying to imitate others, you'll lose your own uniqueness. This world needs differences, needs individuality, because that's what gives us presence. Each of us is inherently unique, a special part of this world. When everyone's perception of beauty is the same, it becomes easier for businesses to profit. They tell us what we lack, and we buy to fill those gaps. They tell us what to use, and we use it without question. It's a chilling reality if you think about it. I hope that the major platforms will cancel the beauty filter feature. I believe this is not beneficial for the development of society and will create a wrong aesthetic view for our next generation. The main purpose is to make people interact more sincerely with each other. Whether you admit it or not, the beauty filter is truly a deceptive tool. A friend of mine met a woman online. She said she was looking for a partner, and they arranged to meet. After the meeting, my friend uninstalled the app. How powerful this beauty filter is, I won't elaborate. Many women in this situation say, "Oh, who doesn't want to show their best side to others?" But then you can't say you're single on your live stream, right? It's fine to show your best side, but if you use the beauty filter to the point where your parents don't even recognize you, is that really you? The same logic applies to a man. He likes to brag, right? He also wants to show his best side, so why can't you accept that? It's the same type of deception. Why do you think it's acceptable? Some women, when they activate the beauty filter, end up deceiving themselves to the point where they believe they are really that person. They think that only a rich and handsome man deserves them. Why do women today have such high standards when choosing a partner? It's the beauty filter's fault. Back in the day, without beauty filters, the dowries weren't so high. Where were the outrageous dowries? Look at it now, even the most shameless people are shouting high prices. Everyone thinks they're beautiful, rating themselves 9 out of 10. On the streets, no one stands out. Now, when you open your phone, everything changes. Everyone is a rich and beautiful woman. Their skin is whiter than the walls. In the end, beauty filters make people lose themselves. Isn't that right?
I addressed this topic in today's video about how Chinese men are starting to question the wave of social media filters and beauty standards, fighting against this false idea of beauty for both men and women, and the impact it has on their minds. Let's talk about something a bit dark. When you fall in love with a girl, it's not because you love her. It's because you put a level 10 filter on her. In the end, you end up getting hurt. After seeing these 3 harsh truths, you'll understand how to free yourself from the illusion of love. Each point has a solution, so brother, we're here to help you. First point, the true love you think you feel is just the filter you created in your mind. Maybe you're craving affection or need a relationship, and she showed up at that moment. So all of her qualities are actually projections of your own. Even if you know her flaws, you choose to ignore them. I can guarantee that you're in love with your own imagination, not with her. We may miss affection, but we shouldn't be naive. How do you break that filter? First, make an objective evaluation of her. For example, your ideal relationship is worth 100 points. Every little thing she does that pleases you adds 5 points. Instead of falling in love with every little thing she does and putting all your admiration into her, when you quantify how much you like her, it becomes easier to understand what you really feel. You'll realize that maybe your attraction to her is more superficial, and that passion is just a momentary impulse. Second point, look at the relationship from an external perspective. Why do many men struggle to let go when they like someone? Because they're so immersed in the situation that they can't see the big picture. It's only when they distance themselves and look at it as a spectator or listen to others' opinions that they can see the relationship more clearly. Only when we break the filter can we love the real person, not the one we've created in our minds. Third point, what you think is deep love is actually you getting emotional about your own actions. I'm so good to you. Why don't you like me? This phrase reflects a serious logic mistake, a form of emotional blackmail. In her view, she'll think, "You're being good to me, but why should I like you?" You bring her food every day, but she doesn't see that as affection. You do surprises without asking. thinking you're being romantic. You get drunk and make a declaration, thinking you're being passionate. But what if you put yourself in her shoes? Is that really what she needs? Your starting point is good, but often what you do ends up being a source of discomfort. How do you change that? Simple. Understand what she really needs, pay attention to the details and her interests. For example, if you like a more homebody girl, don't force her to go out to have fun. Instead, play a game with her, share something you learned while watching something she likes. This avoids the pain of deciding what to do and where to go, and saves time and effort. Therefore, in your relationship, it's important to know her interests and discover her real needs. Otherwise, your efforts become nothing more than unilateral self-emotion, and she won't feel your intention. Third point, you're too worried about losses and gains because you've given up on yourself and are relying on her approval. One word from her makes you emotionally waver, and you feel that without her, you won't find anyone better. How do you resolve this mentality? First, understand that it comes from your lack of self-esteem, believing that her qualities are more valuable than yours, and from a lack of self-sufficiency. Remember, no one is perfect. So the only solution is, no matter what happens, you need to love yourself first. Recognize your own qualities. Strengthen yourself to overcome low self-esteem. Also, learn to give in balance. Stop trying to please unconditionally. Don't think lowering your standards will win her love. The reality is, when you learn to love yourself, have your own principles and values, that's when you'll earn her admiration and respect. You'll realize that when it comes to relationships, men are often more intense than women, and some, knowing they're walking into a trap, still try to convince themselves it's conscious love. This, of course, is the worst path. So, always remember, when you learn to love yourself, that's when your relationship will start to truly be good. What do you think about this dilemma? I'd love to hear your opinion in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I'll see you in the next video.